Well, what's up, y'all? This is the official fan warfare, and today we have a nice video for you. It's our edition of the quarantine mock draft, and in today's episode, we're going to go back and forth on who we got taken or who we got going to certain teams, and I mean, a lot of our picks probably are going to be the same, but I got some different ones. So, Dan, let's start it off. Who you got with the first overall pick?
Number one overall pick's never surprised every year. We all know who it is. It's going to be Joe Burrow. He's going to go to the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's probably been written on the wall since the end of the college season. Not much to say here. He's probably going to have a 6-10 start anyway, but they do need a quarterback. Who you got?
Well, first pick, like I said, same, Joe Burrow. I mean, Andy Dalton, he had some good years in Cincinnati, but I think it's time for them to move on and start fresh. And, I mean, you can't turn away a guy who threw 60 touchdown passes in a season in college and won a national championship. So, I feel like a fresh start with Burrow could help. I mean, like you said, they'll probably still go 6-10 because they got a lot of holes, but it's a start.
You got to get your quarterback first.
Most important position on the field, quarterback. Got to go with him.
So, second overall, we already know who it is. It scares me a bit if Chase Young goes to the Redskins to pair with all those other first-round draft picks on the line with Montez Sweat, who ran a 4.3. You got Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen. You've got Ryan Kerrigan and Matthew Ian. How do you say his name? Ioannidis. There we go. It's going to be a terror for the NFC East, and I'm kind of scared about it because we got to keep Wentz healthy. But it's the best pick. It's the smart pick. Don't go get a quarterback. That'll ruin your franchise. You're going to have three quarterbacks that can run your offense easily. It wouldn't make any sense.
See, now, this pick, I had some difficulties sticking to on paper, but I suckered out and went Chase Young. I wanted to go quarterback with Tua, but I believe Ron Rivera is going to duke it out with Dwayne Haskins. So I'm going to go Chase Young with the second overall pick. That D-line and that front seven,
yeah.
As an Eagles fan, it worries me. It worries me. They got some boys up front.
And the second half of the season, Haskins was actually looking a lot better. If that defense is what we think it's gonna be, all you gotta do is manage the game. That's all you got. He don't gotta be in Mahomes. Just manage the game. You got plenty of running backs. They've got Adrian Peterson. They've got Bryce Love. Everybody forgot about Bryce Love. Bryce Love was until he got hurt, he was gonna be amazing. They've got
Geis.
They have Darius Geis. They still got Chris Thompson.
Yeah.
They can pound the rock. They've got young
Terry
McLaurin. Like their team is really looking good. Just manage the game, they'll be fine.
Yeah, he shouldn't have to do too much. Especially if they get young and that defense looks how it's supposed. Oh yeah.
And then he brought in Kyle Allen's insurance policy, so they're set. They're good.
And they also got Kendall Fuller from the 49 Chiefs.
Wow.
He went back. Yep. So now
they
got a corner on the back end.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got something. They got something cooking up there, man.
And then the biggest factor, the X factor of them all is Ron Rivera. Mm-hmm. He's a winning coach. He's a good coach. So
it's gonna be a problem. For number 3, I got a trade here between the Dolphins and the Lions.
Trade alert.
And the Dolphins are going to trade up to select Tua. I'm not going to try the last name. We know who Tua is. They're going to probably give him the 32 pick to move up to number 3. And this is a smart pick in a way because I kind of feel like they should have gave Josh Rosen a chance. But Tua is just too good to pass up. If he's healthy, he should be going number 1 overall, but that injury just scaring people away.
Okay, I like that pick, but I got something different for you. Trade alert. I got a trade, but I got a trade with them selecting a different quarterback. I got them taking Justin Herbert from
That's
Oregon. And the reason I chose Herbert over Tua is because of the whole quarantine thing and not being able to have guys come in and do physicals and see how well Tua's hip is repaired and all that. So I feel like the Dolphins are going to go with the safer pick as pertaining to health wise. They're going to go to the safer pick, Justin Herbert. He's a good quarterback. I mean, I say Tua is better, but with this whole quarantine and dude not being able to actually come to the facility and work out and things like that, and everything is online and virtual, I think the Dolphins are going to trade up to number 3 and take Justin Herbert instead of Tua.
Right, and it's a smart pick. I mean, he's got a strong arm. Through the whole draft process, he reminded me of Carson Wentz. His numbers were scary similar. Like, it was really weird how similar it was. But yeah, I mean, the Dolphins are going to trade it for a quarterback. I mean, I would put that in stone.
That's what we can agree on. We can agree that they're going to trade it for a quarterback.
All right, so number 4, the Giants are going to stay put. They're not going to trade back. They're going to take the best player available, which is Isaiah Simmons, linebacker out of Clemson, who can cover the field. He ran a 4.3 at the combine. He can play end. He can play linebacker, corner, safety. Put him anywhere. Just call him defensive playmaker, basically.
Yeah. He doesn't like to be called a certain position. He says, "I'm a defender."
Right.
That's what he says. That's a good pick, but I have something different. And if you watch any of the Giants games last year, you can tell that their offensive line was a mess. So I got them staying put, and I got them taking, in my opinion, the best offensive lineman. His numbers were phenomenal at the combine. Tristan Wirfs. Tristan Wirfs. I got them taking Tristan Wirfs because Daniel Jones, he's going to need some protection on the back end. They signed Nate Solder. The Giants signed Nate Solder to big money, and he hasn't panned out. So if you draft Tristan with the number 4 pick, you probably have a left tackle for the next 10 to 12 years.
Right.
And Saquon Barkley always needs some help in the run game with his lineman. So I got them taking Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah, that offense needs some help, man. Since OBJ left, I don't know what's going on there anymore. Like, Barkley don't even look the same anymore. So any protection they can get is probably best.
Yep.
So, number 5, the Lions with the trade from the Dolphins. They get the best corner in the draft from Ohio State, Jeff Okudah, who has great feet, great hips, great speed. This guy's a lockdown corner. I mean, of course you trade Darius Slay if you know you're going to be in position to get the best corner in the draft. So this is a no-brainer pick for me.
Same here, no-brainer pick, Jeffrey Okudah. I mean, like you said, they traded Darius Slay to the Eagles, so he drafting Jeffrey Okudah at number 5 is a perfect match. And then they signed what's his name, Trufant from the Falcons.
Yeah,
that'd be a nice little pairing. And then plus Jeffrey Okudah is like a man shutdown corner, so he basically fills the role that Darius Slay just played. So
exactly,
no-brainer pick for me.
So number 6, I mean, you already got him off the board, but the Chargers are going to take Justin Herbert. They're not going to go into the season with Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor's time's over. He's had his chances. I think they're going to say there's going to be a competition, but Herbert will be the starter week 2. They'll give him 1 game, but he'll probably fall on his face, and it'll be a perfect moment to get Justin Herbert on the field. It happens every year. Veteran quarterbacks fall into this trap. It's a competition, but it's really not.
Especially with Tyrod Taylor. He's then lost his job everywhere he went to a younger quarterback.
Exactly.
He lost his job to Josh Allen in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. He lost his job to Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. But since I have Justin Herbert off the board, I chose to take Tua with the number 6 pick to the LA Chargers. And the reason being is, like you said, they're not going to go into the season with just Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
It kind of amazes me that they didn't sign Cam or Winston.
Yeah.
So being as though that they didn't sign neither one of those quarterbacks, they're definitely going to trade up. Well, stay put and take a quarterback. You got him taking Herbert. I got him taking Tua. So we can agree that they're going to take a quarterback.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I mean, Tua and the Chargers would be dangerous, man. Like,
yeah,
I like that more than Herbert. I can just imagine that, man. That would be amazing.
They got a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, Eckler. And
Yeah.
you know they're probably going to try to replace Melvin Gordon in the draft with a back like a Cam Akers or somebody.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
So number 7, we got the Panthers on the board. I wanted to give them Isaiah Simmons, but after his combine, he was gonna be a top 5 pick no matter what. So that's not happening. So I'm gonna give them Jalen Hurts, quarterback from Oklahoma. It's kind of tricky here because they just paid Teddy Bridgewater, but that doesn't really mean much. As you saw, Nick Foles just got paid. He's already out the door.
Yep.
He's out the door.
Yep.
So we're going to give him Jalen Hurts, quarterback of the future, pair him with Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. It's probably going to be a very exciting offense.
Well, I like that pick. Jalen Hurts. In my opinion, I think Jalen Hurts needs like a year of development. But with the 7th pick, I got the Panthers taking Isaiah Simmons. And the reason being is Luke Kuechly. Everyone knows Luke Kuechly was a phenomenal player. He decided to walk away from the game this past offseason at the young age of 28. So what better way to fill the need at linebacker? Well, sorry, Isaiah Simmons, at defender. By taking Isaiah Simmons, he can play all over the field, and with them having a new head coach and a new defensive scheme, it'll be the perfect match.
Right. If they can get another shutdown corner in that offense, because you've got Dante Jackson, who ran a low 4.3. You've got Isaiah Simmons, who can run all over the field as well. If you can lock down one side of the field and just have both of them running free, I mean, like, what are you gonna do, man? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, yo. And Isaiah Simmons, like last year, I was looking at his like where he played all over the field. Like the dude played everywhere. Slot corner, outside corner, safety. He even played on the D line. It's like if they get him at 7, the possibilities of him playing all over the field are phenomenal.
Yeah, this is great value here. Great value. And if he can play like he did in college and they allow him to play every position like he did in college, easily 5 years from now, he'll be the highest paid defensive player. Easily.
I can see that. I can see that. Yep.
All right, so number 8, we've got Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Kyler Murray took the most sacks by any quarterback this past season. Most of them was his fault. Most of them was his fault, but they need some help on the offensive line. The run game was terrible. As I said, they take too many sacks. So they're going to take tackle out of Louisville, Mekhi Becton. You know, just give him some protection, help out the running game some. I mean, you hate to pick a lineman this early, but if you need it, you got to take it. You know, you can't afford a luxury pick if your quarterback's getting hit this many times.
Well, I mean, I got a similar pick, offensive lineman. Before the Texans ruined the NFL and traded DeAndre Hopkins for a ham sandwich, I had the Cardinals taking a wide receiver, like CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver, any wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But being as though they got DeAndre Hopkins, like you said, Kyler Murray needs some help because he can't be on his back he can't throw to Hopkins if he's on his back all day. So I got him taking Jared Wills, the offensive tackle. I can see him being a perennial Pro Bowler, your left tackle for the next 12 seasons.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they need some protection. Get it done. Kyler Murray's not a big guy. He's barely taller than me. He's 5'9". I mean, he needs it. I don't know how he sees over his lineman in the first place.
Exactly.
I don't know how he does it. All right, so number 9, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who all around are a very good team. They can pick best player available, and that's what they're going to do here. They're going to take Derrick Brown, defensive tackle out of Auburn. they just traded Calais Campbell to the Ravens for basically nothing.
Ham sandwich.
A ham sandwich with, stale bread, basically. So they're going to take Derek Brown, defensive tackle, shore up that D-line. And, I mean, as long as Minshew progresses this year, I think they'll be fine. They don't really need much.
Yeah, I got the same pick, Derek Brown. I mean, like you said, they traded Calais Campbell. They didn't pick up Marcel Darius's 5th-year option or whatever his option. So getting Derek Brown to pair with Josh Allen, because I want to say Yannick Ngakoue, but he's on his way out the door because he don't want to be there. So to pair, there we go. You got a home
right
in Philly. I'll listen. I'll drive to the airport myself and pick him up.
Yeah, definitely, man.
To pair Josh Allen with Derek Brown is, I mean, their D line for the past few seasons has always been scary. So
right,
no brainer pick for me. Best player available.
Yep. All right, so number 10, we got another trade here. This time between the Browns and the 49ers. The 49ers are another good team that doesn't really need much. Their corners are good. Their D-line is amazing. Their quarterback's kind of shaky, but I think he needs some more time, maybe some more weapons. But they need more speed. As you can see, everybody wants the next Tyreek Hill. The Niners are going to take Alabama receiver Henry Ruggs, first receiver off the board. Yeah, I said it. Over Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb. Is speed kills in this league. I mean, that's where they're gonna go. You can use them any way. You can like you see how Debo was used last season with the motion sweeps, the screen passes, under, like, just with those two on the field, it's gonna be a headache, man. What slot corner is gonna want to follow Henry Ruggs around?
And then Kyle Shanahan, he's a smart mind. I mean, exactly. he can't hold a 4-quarter lead for nothing, but he's a smart mind, so he'll be able to put Henry Ruggs in position to catch the ball, take off.
Exactly.
However, I stayed put at this pick with the Browns because if you watch any of the Browns games, Baker Mayfield was on his back majority of the game, majority of the time. So I stayed put at number 10 and drafted Mekhi Becton from Louisville. The guy is 6'9", 6'7", 360 pounds and ran like a 5 flat. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you put him in a Browns uniform and just tell Nick Chubb to run behind him. It's pretty good success right there. So I got them picking Becton, whatever his name is, Becton. So definitely a good tackle for them because they need it. They signed Jack Conklin from the Tennessee Titans in the offseason. He fills the right tackle need, and I believe Becton will fill the left tackle need, and hopefully the Browns and Baker Mayfield won't end up on his back so he can get the ball to OBJ because last year I drafted OBJ in my fantasy league and I didn't know that Baker Mayfield was going to be on his back the whole time, so
right.
His numbers suffered and I ended up losing and
it's too much talent on his team not to be winning games. Like it's amazing. Like, but if you shore up that O-line, Chubb might run for 2,000 yards. He might run for 2,000 yards.
Seriously.
So at number 11, we've got the New York Jets. And I mean, this team is kind of shaky. They've got some holes, but they don't have a number 1 receiver. And so here's where another receiver is going to get taken. And Harold is the best receiver in the draft, CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma. This man is amazing.
CeeDee Lamb.
He reminds me of Alvin Kamara in the open field. Like, he's just so smooth in and out of his breaks when he's running the ball with his jukes and spins. Like, this guy's amazing. They've got a team full of number 3 receivers, but now they're going to finally get their guy and help Sam Darnold out.
Okay. I like that pick, even though it hurts my heart because,
Yeah.
But I got them taking somewhat of a different prospect. Um, I know that this year's draft is very, very, very rich in receivers, and I know that CeeDee Lamb is the best receiver in the draft, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure you can agree. He's the best receiver in the draft. But being as though that this draft class is so rich in receiver, I feel like a lot of teams can like sit back and wait for a receiver.
Right.
So, this is why I picked Andrew Thomas, the offensive lineman for the Jets, at number 11. Sam Darnold needs help, offensive line help, even though they signed a lot of offensive linemen in the draft. But Andrew Thomas is a plug and play tackle. You can plug him in, day one starter, be a Pro Bowler for the next 10 years.
Right.
You can never go wrong with offensive linemen. And, you know, the game is won in the trenches. So, Le'Veon Bell, Sam Darnold, they need help up front with the protection, and that way, in the later rounds, the Jets can go get their number one receiver.
Right.
That way, Darnold can have time to throw it to their number one receiver. But I got to take Andrew Thomas because to shore up that offensive line.
Yeah, that's a solid pick. I mean, I can't argue with that at all. So now we've got number 12, the Las Vegas Raiders. I gotta get that in my head.
I gotta get used to that.
Vegas Raiders.
I'm gonna be calling them Oakland for the next maybe 2 years. I gotta get used to calling them Las Vegas.
I still call the Rams St. Louis. I still do.
Swear.
So here we're gonna finish the run on receivers, and they're gonna take Alabama receiver Jerry Jeudy. Top 3 receivers are off the board already. It's sad. Jerry Jeudy is obviously a number 1 receiver. He can do it all. He's great in and out of his breaks. He's great after the catch. He's got great speed. He high points the ball. I mean, I can't find a negative in his game, you know, except that he's not on the Eagles franchise. That's the only thing. But yeah, Derek Carr, who I don't know how much time he got there, but if he want to resurrect his career, he might want to throw Jerry Jeudy the ball.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Derek Carr got a lot of time because you know they just signed Marcus Mariota. So we'll see how long that lasts. And like you said, kind of hurts my heart to see this. The 3 Stooges are gone.
Yeah.
And you're on your draft board, but I got them taking Jerry Jeudy. He's a number 1 stud. Before maybe 6 months ago, if you asked me who was the number 1 receiver, I would have said Jerry Jeudy, and I would have said he's probably going to go top 6.
Right.
But being as though there are other needs, the Las Vegas Raiders, they get lucky here because Jerry Jeudy is definitely a top 10 pick, and to get him at 12?
Yeah.
They get lucky, and it hurts my heart because, you know, but I agree.
Yeah.
No-brainer pick. Derek Carr needs another number 1 receiver, even though they had Amari Cooper. But, hey, it didn't work out, so Jerry Jeudy can come in day 1 and, you know, hopefully resurrects Derek Carr's career, even though I think he's on a short leash. But we'll see.
It's probably over. So, number 13, I now have the Cleveland Browns on the clock after their trade with the Niners. And as you already said, they need a tackle. So I'm not going to say much, but they select on my draft, Jedrick Willis out of Alabama, tackle. I mean, as we said, they need protection, need to get some time to throw OBJ the ball. Nick Chubb will probably improve on his numbers or repeat his same numbers. So, yeah, that's number 13 for me.
Okay. So, number 13, the 49ers, they traded DeForest Buckner for this pick. You got them taking Henry Ruggs at number 10, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I got them taking Henry Ruggs at number 13. I feel like Henry Ruggs is definitely a top 10 talent, especially with the speed. But a lot of teams and a lot of things that you hear in the media, a lot of people view him like another Darius Heyward-Bey. Me personally, I don't see it. Especially in today's game, you can get when Darius Heyward-Bey came, like got drafted, he got drafted by Oakland. It was like their coaching staff wasn't really all that. So I don't see Henry Ruggs being another Darius Heyward-Bey. I see him being an actual like a Tyreek Hill, because you have smarter offensive minds in today's game. So I got them taking Henry Ruggs at 13. They can save whatever draft picks you traded him for, and not having to move up. Even though I agree, Henry Ruggs is definitely a top 10 talent, but I feel like if they stay pat, they can still get him at number 13.
Right.
Because they're definitely going to get a receiver. Yeah. They wouldn't have traded DeForest Buckner 13 for the 13th pick to not get like a dynamic playmaker.
Exactly. Yeah.
And funny thing is, I see how when they just played the Super Bowl, how Tyreek Hill beat them for that big catch to open to spark the game. Mm-hmm. I feel like they was like, "Oh, see, we need something like that." So they're gonna. I got them taking Henry Ruggs at number 13.
Yeah, the whole league wants a Tyreek Hill now, bro. Like, I feel like they should just go to. Well, the Olympics has been canceled, but they could have all just went to the Olympics and said, "All right, I want you, like come play football."
Pretty much.
All right, so number 14, we've got the Tampa Bay Bucks. Because Tom Brady is now there.
I like that.
It's Tom Brady's team. The team is solid. They could use a corner, but I don't think right now is a good value at number 14 to take a corner. They can afford a luxury pick based on where the team stands. So I'm going to give them Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor. Their running backs right now are just lackluster. Peyton Barber and what's the other? I don't even remember the other running back's name. So if you give Tom Brady Jonathan Taylor, he doesn't have Ronald Jones. Give Tom Brady Jonathan Taylor, so he doesn't have to throw for 5,000 yards like Jameis Winston did. I feel like this team is just punched their ticket in the NFC Championship game, and I mean, this team is stacked. Against the Eagles, exactly.
Dan, this is how I feel about that pick. That pick was fire. But, however, I got a different pick. Now, like you said, this is how you say it, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa
Bay Buccaneers. It's his team, and with the aging quarterback, would it be 43 this year?
Yeah.
With an aging quarterback, you always need to protect them. So I wanted to go offensive lineman here, but the value wasn't great. So, with this pick, I went the best player available. And I went Javon Kinlaw, the defensive lineman from South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Their defense was number 1 or number 2 against the run, and I feel like they want to continue that, because with an aging quarterback like Tom Brady, you're basically bringing him in to manage the game now. And what quarterback won't feed off a dominating defense to where all the quarterback has to do is give you maybe 17 to 20 points a game, and the defense will do the rest for you. So by drafting Javon Kinlaw, it just further adds to an already especially stout front seven. Yeah. Because they were the only team last year to stop Christian McCaffrey on his rank to 1K and 1K. So they're just going to build on defense, and they can always come back in the later rounds and get more offensive linemen. But you take the best player available right now, and it's Javon Kinlaw. Even though best player available is not, because I still got CeeDee Lamb on the board, but I mean with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I don't think they really need a receiver. Maybe some slot guys for Brady, because he likes to dump it off and things like that. But I got them taking the defensive tackle, Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, that's cool. Sharpen your strengths. That's all. Just make your strength even stronger.
And that mindset and that theory has always worked in the NFL. People are like, oh well, you already got a Pro Bowl linebacker. Why did you take another one? Look where we're at, Super Bowl.
Exactly. Exactly.
That has always worked, and I kind of like that draft method of taking the best player available, even if you got a player. Like pick 2 with the Redskins. They draft Chase Young when they already have a stout defensive line. Like, but you can never go wrong, especially with defensive linemen. You can never have too many of them. So
exactly, rushing the passer is key in this league.
Exactly.
So at number 15, we've got the Denver Broncos, who I love their roster. Their roster isn't missing much. So I gave them a luxury pick here to give Drew Lock another target. He's not one of the top receivers, but he's the best after the first tier. So I give them Justin Jefferson out of LSU. Yeah, we know Jamar Chase was the guy, but Justin Jefferson is also that guy. Like, this man is nice. He's smooth. Like, he high points the ball very well. I love him in the red zone. Like, just throw it up to him, man. Yeah, so Drew Lock with Courtney Sutton and Justin Jefferson, Phillip Lindsay, and Melvin Gordon. I think this is going to be don't forget Noah Fant. This will be a very fun offense, man. Very fun offense.
I just realized that they got Lindsay, Gordon, Fant, and Sutton. Oh, my God. So this the pick I got them taking a pass catcher. And, I'm sorry, y'all, but this is going to hurt my heart. I got them taking CeeDee Lamb. Oh, my God.
CeeDee Lamb, man.
You put CeeDee Lamb with Courtney Sutton, Noah Fant, Melvin Gordon, and Phillip Lindsay.
Shit, it's not fair, bro. This ain't fair.
I got them taking CeeDee Lamb, and it like I said, it hurts my heart to say that because, as an Eagles fan, you always want. Well, not always want. We need a receiver. So, yeah, I got them taking CeeDee Lamb. But could you imagine him in that offense? With, oh, my goodness.
Much, bro. It ain't fair.
That offense would give me a headache. I'm glad we're not in that division.
Let's just hope Drew Lock is actually the guy, the guy for this offense. Or else it's just going to be a waste.
Or they better pick up a Cam Newton or a Winston, somebody.
That would be nice. I would like that. So the last pick in our first half of this 2024 mock draft, the Falcons will take South Carolina defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw. Who, this team is very confusing. Very confusing. They're not the youngest team, but they're a good team, but they just can't put it together. It's just... So let's just take one of the best players on the board, fill something here, one of these holes you got. Because the only hole you don't have is that running back and receiver. Like, this team is just...
Oh, well, yeah, Gurley. They got Gurley, but he's still...
We don't even know what's going on with his knee. Like, what's going on? So, yeah, that's where I'm going to finish my mock draft. The first half of the mock draft for the day.
Well, my last pick in the first half of the mock draft, yeah, like you said, they got a lot of holes, so I had trouble putting my finger on, who do y'all need? Who do y'all want? Like, I had trouble. So, I looked at their secondary, and so I got them taking C.J. Henderson from Florida.
Yep.
He feels a need. They just let Trufant go. And after Trufant, you see a bunch of question marks at cornerback. So he feels an immediate need. He's a good corner. He can play man press and he can run. So yeah, they got so many holes. It's kind of hard to pinpoint where. So I guess you feel the biggest need. And in my opinion, the biggest need on defense was cornerback. So I got them picking C.J. Henderson out of Florida, and hopefully he pans out. He'll have some good days of practice because you got to guard Julio every day, but we'll see.
Yeah, man, that's a tough division to be a corner in, bro. Oh,
Michael
my God.
Thomas, DJ Moore, you got Mike Evans.
And Chris Godwin.
And even if you play for the Falcons, you got to guard Julio and Ridley in practice every day.
Yeah, bro.
Lordy.
Man, that division is just stacked. If any one of those teams went to a different division, they would probably run it. These teams is just stacked, man. Stacked. But
that's that division. That's probably why James Bradbury wanted so much money in free agency. I had to cover all the good receivers. That's why.
That's a good reason, bro. That's a good reason. Like, look, I'm covering top 5 wideouts every other week. All right, like, come on, yo. But that's the first half of our mock draft. We'll be back very soon with the second half.
So just make sure if you got different views, different opinions on who you think is the top 16 picks, make sure you comment. You can give us your input. We would love to hear it. And you can even do your own mock draft in the comments or wherever you want to do them at. We love to hear people's opinions, and just stick around. We'll have the second half of the mock draft ready to go.